if you can sum yourself up in one word, what would you be? Like, what would you call yourself?
A child woman, probably.
Yeah.
You know, or I'd say like a heavy metal Care Bear. I don't know.
Oh.
I think that people self-identify in very different ways than everybody else sees them.
You speak about, you know, spreading awareness about certain things or your message through social media platforms and being mindful of that.
Sure.
So how does that translate into doing the same with your music and your songs?
I think that for any band, musician, artist, anyone who travels for their job, it's been game-changing for young bands who, you know, maybe they are not popular enough to be in the local media of the town they're traveling to play in, but they can post it on their social media page and get the audience to come down to the venue. So that's something that's different than before. You know, when we started out 5 million years ago, a million years ago, that wasn't possible. You know, it just wasn't. You had to trust and just really hope that the posters you hand drew and mailed to the promoter in Albuquerque would make it, and that they would actually put them up in the town so that people would know that you're playing. So it was a real struggle all the time, but there was a real element of surprise to it, which I think, of course, to this day, I think it's magical. You know, in that way, I think it's important for bands to really know the value of that element of surprise, you know, and then they will, it's self-protection too, because they won't be disappointed. And most bands will tell you they're not disappointed. If they play in Bulgaria and there's 6 people that come to the show, they're overjoyed because those 6 people are there because they're there to see them, and they're so into it, they know every word or whatever the scenario, and that is so rewarding. It makes up for the fact that they're not playing to 40,000 people. You know.
Totally. How have you evolved yourself as a performer from when you first started? And type of genre of music that has changed over the years?
Oh, well, again, you know, like I have been playing music on the stage for 30 years almost. Like, yeah, I'm that old. And I'm okay with it because I think it's really, you know, been an amazing life. I'm very lucky that I am still able to, you know, basically have a sandwich every day just doing what I like to do. And, you know, hopefully I'm a better performer, but it's definitely much different than it used to be. I used to, when I was a young person, a young performer, I was extremely sensitive to any suggestion at all that I was being inappropriate, or any suggestion of being sexualized at all. When I was a young performer in a skate punk band, which commonly only played with other guy skate punk bands, I would become extremely offended, very angry about it. And because I thought that, you know, I know I'm not being, you know, overtly, I'm not trying to hypersexualize, you know, being a female performer. So I would take huge offense if it was ever, you know, suggested to me. I would just feel that I was being misinterpreted. And so that was something when I was young that was extremely important to me, to fight against that. And I wouldn't wear any makeup. I wouldn't wear any I don't want to say tight. Just anything revealing. You know, I was so defiant against this, and then it all changed. I don't know what happened, but I think I turned 25 or something like that. Quit drinking alcohol. You know, I didn't really eat a lot of meat anyways. I was practically already vegetarian, but I went vegan and just really started to, I was too sweaty on stage to wear these baggy, you know, guys' shirts I was wearing. And at that time, you know, a lot of the bands that we liked and played with, you know, that did have chick singers, they were all in half tops, and that became very popular stage attire. So that it kind of went in that direction. And I think now too, I look back at album artwork and different things, and again, they reflected where I was as a performer, whether I felt more artistic, whether I felt aggressive. It was extremely important to me to be very fit. That was something I always, I took pride in that. As a person that didn't drink alcohol, I felt like even though I didn't want to push my socio-political, lifestyle on people, I thought that what I could do is just, try and be an example just by my lifestyle. Not say it out loud, but
Right.
just try and, because I'm on the stage anyway. And then that became important to me for a long time, probably until my mid-30s. And then I was diagnosed with breast cancer, right at what would seem like a bit of a crucial point in my performance career, in my schedule. I was doing a martial arts TV show. We were touring in Europe, touring in the States, touring in Canada. It was very busy, and I will always maintain it's the best thing that ever happened to me. It kind of knocked me off the crazy train, because it was just, you're on a crazy train. You cannot stop working. You cannot stop working.
Wow.
And it took me out of work, kind of like pulling you by the suspender. I think women can have it all. They can do it all. Women take a lot of pride in being able to earn a great income, or any income. Women like to earn a living, raise kids. They like having their creative endeavors, whatever it is, whether it's on the canvas, in the kitchen, whatever it is. I think that, in our day and age, in our culture, and where we live, anything is available to us. In terms of education, free courses for yoga, meditation, cooking classes are online. Learning how to trade stocks, learning how to, think about real estate. Women that I was in chemo with and met through the volunteer programs at the cancer agency, some of them worked 2 jobs and did chemo and raised 4 kids by themselves with no car. These women, I think, are stronger than I could ever be. Saying that, do I think I could do it? If you have to do something, you just do it. And I think the thing that I always find really remarkable about women, because we are sold short, always. Sometimes unintentionally, but women can do all those things. We do them all because we can do them all. And we can do it all with grace and with complete success. Women, they survive health crises all the time. They survive violence, and they transcend it. I think it's amazing. I think it's remarkable. And it does take a lot of strength, but more than that, it takes courage, more than anything else. I'm not saying me, because I'm just a knucklehead. I'll do anything. But I think that it takes a lot of courage for women to be able to do it all, and they do.
Mm-hmm. How did you personally find that courage and strength, going through cancer 2 times, am I correct? Or?
I went through cancer, technically. Breast cancer was 1 time. I think with a lot of patients in my situation who are still on cancer medication 8 years later, and still being yanked in for further testing, and still not really able to cut that umbilical cord, or have it cut for us. Instead of finding it daunting or terrifying, I think it's a real blessing, because I'm always learning, and cancer treatment is always changing for women. It's remarkable. From the year that I finished my chemotherapy to the year after, the protocol had all changed. My fingernails all fell out during chemo because of this certain drug that I was on. A year later, during infusion only, because no other time would it work, women were wearing these ice mittens during their infusion, and their nails didn't fall out. And I just thought, I just missed. I thought, what? And but it's amazing because the leaps and bounds that they make in trying to prolong life and make people's experiences better. It's every year there is just such a remarkable change. It's incredible. It's very encouraging, and it gives people and families a lot of hope. I love it. You know, I don't know. I think that sometimes we're brought into certain, I guess, things in our life that we wouldn't have explored otherwise. And me being a volunteer when I was in treatment, just because I was the class clown, basically is how it always happens with me. It's just something I've always done.
Yeah.
Since the 5th grade. And that's what I did through chemo. And as a result of that, I would get asked, can you come with me to my chemo? It's my first time. Because they know I'm going to make a joke and bring suckers, and we do, you know, stupid stuff, and I'm going to be a knucklehead, and, you know, and it kind of, you know, it makes people feel better. And so discovering this, I was like, yeah, I have to keep going to this, or I have to go with this person now, and then this person, and I felt like I could never say no. And I'm glad that I didn't. Going back to computers, I wasn't good at writing programs on the computer, which are very easy, and they have word count, which I didn't realize that I could have word count on anything. Because also I hand wrote most of everything.
Wow.
So unfortunately for the editors at HarperCollins, who are all saints that they didn't actually, you know, murder me, you know, I may or may not have written an extra 200,000 or 300,000 words. What do I know?
Yeah.
I'm just writing stream of consciousness. You know, they say write how you talk. I talk a lot. So
I love how you talk a lot.
This is a problem. So it took a long time to edit, not to write.
Yeah.
And you know, there's lots of stories that made the book that I didn't think would, and lots of stories that didn't make the book. And it's kind of like writing a record, because for a record, you might write 50 songs, really and truly, and your record company will say, that's really good for you. We're going to use 10 or 11 or 12 of those.
Yeah.
So you have to be very flexible emotionally. You can't have attachments to certain songs. You have to just go, okay, that's cool. Yeah. You know what? I get it. Like, that's how it is. That's how we do things. I mean, especially, you know, 10 years ago or even 20 years ago when I first started making records. That's how things were done. And what I discovered was the same was true working with my publisher. And I can't edit myself. I'll never shut up. I have to rely on these experts. I beg them, please edit me. Like, please tell me to stop talking. And so I'm really excited. I'm happy with the result. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I can't wait.
That's very exciting. What is the goal with the book when you first started writing it?
Well, I was asked to do it. And, you know, I thought it was kind of a silly idea. And I thought I should do it closer to when I croak. But again, back, you know, who knows when I croak, all this, you know, disease and stuff. So I thought, well, I better get it done, you know, in case I croak. Plus my kidney died after cancer. And that was like a real nut job situation. I had heart surgery. And you really do lie on the table going, if I get through this, man, I'm going to do A, B, and C. And the first thing I did was clean my car, because it was a promise I made to myself. Promise I made to myself and God was to clean the dog hair out of my car. No lie. That's just true story. But, you know, I think that it's going to be fun to tour the book and do readings. I think more than anything, more than people reading the book, I want to read it to them. And so I'm looking forward to that. I think I'm going to really enjoy it. And, you know, I am a little long in the tooth, so it might be like a long evening. People are God, we're going home. Like, who knows? I don't know.
Tell me about your engagement and you're getting married soon.
I'm very excited.
That is amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's very exciting. And, you know, of course I have a joke. I always have a joke, fast. And my joke was always a bride, never a bridesmaid. But the truth is, you know, I think that meeting him was just, I'm going to give a clump because I always cry when I talk about this young man. He is just the best person ever. For the minute I laid eyes on him, the sky opened up and the angels sang. And I was over 40 when I met him. So, I mean, for that to happen, you know, like they talk about, was like, it blew my mind. Because, I mean, I'm a lyricist. I'm a songwriter. I've been in love like 5,000 times and written songs about. Of course, that's my life.
Yeah.
But this was so completely different. It was so completely different. And he is the funniest person I've ever met. All we do is laugh. We've only ever had one argument in 2 years. And we both can't remember what it was about. You know, I just can't go forward in my life without having this person in it. And I can't imagine, you know, not being in his life, because I just would be like, I would be horrified if he would ever have to go through life alone, you know, without me, and me without him. It's just been very interesting, you know.
That's beautiful.
It's just been so great. And he was so funny when he proposed, because, you know, I had my hair in a scrunchie, and I sleep in scrubs, pajamas, but they're scrubs from the hospital. I didn't steal them. The ones I stole got lost. But anyway, I have all these scrubs that I wear. And so I was in scrubs and a hair scrunchie, and, you know, it was like 9:30 at night. It was just my bedtime. Mm-hmm. So I'm hurrying to do the dishes. Believe this is a true story. I wouldn't make it up. Hurrying to do the dishes, and just like almost to the point of agitated, because I'm dying. I'm desperate to go to sleep. Yeah. He's got to go to sleep. I'm like, yeah, it's all, dude, it's like 9:45, you know. Why are all the lights Why are all the lights off in my living room? Like, I can't figure out why are all the lights off. And he was not in the kitchen. I'm talking. I'm like scrubbing. I'm like yelling over my shoulder, where is this guy? And asking why the lights are on. And he goes, I want to play something for you. I can hear him from like another room. I'm like irritated. Yeah. Like, we don't have time for him to play me one more heavy metal song. I'm just like, yeah, we gotta go to bed. And then all of a sudden, Journey, Faithfully, comes on.
Oh my goodness.
In my whole apartment. And I'm like, I stop. Aw. I'm like, do you want to dance with me? I'm like, it's so cool. Ha ha. Like, you know, I'm joking around. I'm like, this is like grade 8. You know, and we're having fun. And he kind of circles me and dances me into my other room there behind me, and it was all lit up in candles. But I'm blind as a bat. Like, I'm getting so blind, I need reading glasses. And he had a ring box on my Turkish footstool. Well, I don't see this. Of course not. How can I see it? It's dark. It's all candlelight. I can't see a thing. He could have had like a family of raccoons in there. I would never have saw it. Right? Totally. I can't see anything. And so I think that he wants to get frisky.
Yeah, totally.
But I'm a little more irritated now, because now I'm like, yeah, it's 10 to 10. What are you thinking? No. And so I think he wants to get frisky, and I'm like, this is, oh, well, hey, okay. Like, wow, that's crazy. I'm like, you know, trying to go in for the neck. And this kid is like so nervous. He's still in his suit jacket from dinner. I'm like, what is going on? And he gets down on one knee. And I just lost my mind, crying. Oh, I didn't want you to buy me a ring. Oh, where is it? It was so fun. It was so much fun.
A lot of people, as they grow older, they lose that spark.
That's because they're constipated. They're constipated. That's the key to happiness, is a healthy poop. No, I don't know why. I think that I'm like the dog that gets up and goes, I'm okay, I'm okay. Always. And I think that is a habit. I probably learned it from my mother, because our primary female role models tend to, you know, impress their ways upon us. But, you know, how can we not, like, I think most stuff is always funny. I think stuff's funny. Like, but it's like stuff is stupidly funny. And, you know, I think that people lose their sense of humor. They become too serious because for many reasons, for a lot of stress or health things or sadness, loss in their lives. But we've all had loss. Everyone has loss. Everyone has the same stressors. I've been on welfare in my life. I've been a runaway. You know, I have endured violence. I've been, just like many people. And I think that through it all, the best thing you can ever do is find a way, either to find a friend, or to go to a counselor or something, someone that you can laugh with, not make light of your situation, but you're still the same person. No matter what happens to you, and no matter what your circumstances are, you are still always the same person that you were born being. And I think that people lose sight of that, and they just need to reset. People need to just, step back, just press the reset button. It's like taking a deep breath. That saying is popular for a reason. And I just think that people forget that. And so they seek many ways to do this, whether it's through religion, yoga, CrossFit, running, meditating, drinking wine with their friends, or God forbid anything worse. But I just think that however it takes you to find that way, to reset, find the funny, like just stay calm. It's never as bad as you think.